Hi, beauties and babes. I'm your host, Lonnie Noel, and this is Beauty Tutorials Unveiled, streaming on Channel 7, a brand new Black owned network. We have a great show in store for you today, but before we jump right in, I love to give a rundown of how the show goes just for any newcomers. So, what we will be doing is we will have someone doing a tutorial and breaking down how to do it. And so, you get the opportunity to jump in. And today, we have a special guest with us. Her name is Tanisha, and she'll be showing us how to do barrel rolls on your locks, which is so cool, a beautiful style. So make sure you stay tuned. And if you want to join in with us, you can definitely do so. You can join in and be able to hop in one on one to literally come in and ask questions. There's a link below that you can hit. And once you hit it, you could just unmute yourself and then you'll be able to join in and do the tutorial with her, or you could either just ask questions. But either way, feel free to leave comments down below underneath this video. And yeah, let's get started. Tanisha, hi, thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you and show everyone how I do these barrel rolls.
Yes, awesome. So before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Okay, well, I'm Tanisha. I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts, and I'm a lover of natural hair, woman empowerment, girl time. I love all that stuff. Being a locked natural is like so liberating for me. I love, even when I was a loose natural, I just love just empowerment that just being a natural girl brings. And also, I've just met a large community of women who are so excited about being locked and always showing so much love. So I always appreciate those ladies, and men as well too, who really, find the beauty in being natural.
Yes, for sure. Awesome. We love it. We love to see it.
Yes. So you want me to get started here? So
Yeah, we
I've
can jump right
started. I take my headband off. So, the job is already half done here. I wanted to just show
in.
you all
Awesome.
how it looks. I hope you can see.
Yeah, we can
Um,
see. Love it.
awesome. So on this side, I've basically just done, I did a retwist last week. So with doing the barrel rolls, you can do it two different ways. So you can do it as I did. I did two strand twists after my retwist. So these are already two locks combined together, which usually when I do a retwist, sometimes I like to do this style because it's just easier. I feel like it's just out of the way. So it's pretty easy. Obviously, if you don't want to do the two strand twists with your locks, you can just do the barrel rolls in the same way. So I'll go on with step one. Really, you just want to grab this first one here. And then basically what you're going to be doing is wrapping each one from each side around. So, and you want to just kind of create like a rope like this. So you can create that one for that. And then you want to pull for the second step, just pull each one from each side over it tightly. Well, not too tight, obviously, go with comfort level. And then you just keep wrapping them around like this. And this has taken me some time to master, I would say, because obviously, my locks haven't always been this long. So that could be a little bit of a challenge. Your length of locks. Obviously, you can do this with shorter locks, but again, you can do smaller sections because what you would want to do is part off a section of your hair. Really, that's the first step. And then you just keep twisting. So you're basically just trying to see here, twisting them around like so.
Okay. Are you like picking up and going as you go along? Like
Yep,
you're like, okay, nice.
you're picking each lock from each side like so, and you're just wrapping it over the barrel of it right here. And then I'm gonna keep doing like this. So again, obviously this is easier because as I said, I have the two strand twists, so my hair are already kind of together. But again, it'll be a longer process if you go lock by lock by lock. So
Okay.
you want to just, yep, and just go like this. And as you're wrapping it around each one, it's kind of like tightening the ones that you have already wrapped around. So it's kind of like locking them in place.
Right. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to feel free to ask. And if anyone wants to jump in and try it out, feel free to ask, to jump in, and we will let you guys in to be able to ask questions and learn how to do this style. No, but
Mm-hmm.
it seems like you've mastered it for sure because you're clearly you're almost done.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you get to the bottom, you can see me because I'm like now turned.
Hmm.
Okay. And then you just want to keep going all the way to the bottom. And how you secure these really all depends. You don't really need much. I like to use a rubber band at the end because it just really keeps it in place. So as I said, you're just continuing to wrap your hair around. Make sure you don't forget any because I've done that and then I forgot one up here and I'm like, oh, gotta go back. Yep. So basically it'll look like this, and that's basically all done. And then you take a rubber band. I take two. Okay, you take two rubber bands. Can't get them. Okay, and then I like to wrap the rubber bands around the base.
Okay.
And then you kind of have like two little ponytails here. So all depending on how long your hair is, you can leave them like that. But I like to then just join one on one side, take a bobby pin, and just kind of pin it there. I knew that I got better at this the less bobby pins I used because there was one time I had like a million bobby pins in here. It was so uncomfortable to sleep.
Right, just trying to
And,
secure.
right, yeah, but after I went to my loctician a few times and they did it, she only used like three. I'm like, how? So kind of, and that's kind of it. And then it just looks like that.
Okay,
And it's all
awesome.
done.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so this is like my favorite go-to style. I love it because it's just so easy to do, keeps it out of the way, and just a cute look. So I really
Yes,
love this
definitely.
style.
Yeah, it's a very cute look. Definitely good for the summer
Hmm.
and the warmer weather, so you get your hair out your face.
Yeah, and also too for the after doing a retwist too, it's a good way to just keep your hair out of your face and just
Hmm.
keep your hands out of it. Which for me, I only let this style in for like 2 weeks because then I miss my hair. I want to unravel it and do other styles. So I don't keep it for long, but it's definitely one of my favorite.
Okay, awesome. And you feel like 2 weeks is like standard, like it's a style that'll last you 2 weeks. You can keep it in, just
Yeah,
wrap it up at night.
you can keep this for like a month, really.
Wow.
Yeah, if you just, make sure you're tying it down at night, you can wear
Hmm.
a bonnet. I did have this little headband, but I forgot, even if you can also use these type of headbands too to like cover it
Hmm.
like this. Once this is, you're keeping it neat.
Hmm.
Just make sure you're moisturizing your scalp, oiling it, and then you can do your edges, things like that. You can really keep it for a long time, all depending on what you want to do.
Right, awesome. Would you recommend any type of product that you would use, like to get it to be more secure, or is it something that you would just kind of you're doing your standard routine where you're just like oiling, putting whatever in, and then just going
Yeah,
along that way?
so so basically for the moisturizing, I like to use a lot of oil blends. So that have like jojoba, hemp oil in there, almond oil, all of those are really good for your hair. And
Hmm.
I typically, I'm trying a lot of new products, a lot of new brands and things like that because I think, especially when it's about hair, you see new products and it's like, oh, let me try that, let me try that. So I have like a ton of oils and things, but just making sure that your hair feels moisturized. How often you oil your hair? I would say every other day, every 2 day, but every 2 days, but it really all depends on your hair because there are a lot of girls that I talk to, and some oil more, some oil less. So you really have to know your hair. If you feel like your scalp is dry, maybe spritzing it with some water, and then oiling it and tying it down. So the best way to really preserve this is really tying it down at night, because once you're on that pillow and you're rubbing your hair. I mean, but that's any girl, whether you have,
Yeah.
lace fronts, wigs, extensions, even, protective styles. It's really in sleeping that you want to preserve your hair for as long as possible.
For sure, for sure. Is there anything
Hmm.
you would recommend to tie down? Like something that's your fave? Because I know not all scarves are created the same.
Yes, it is not. No, all scarves are not. Like I said, a bonnet is really good, and is really one
Okay.
of my, like, a silk bonnet is really one of my
Okay.
go-to
Hmm.
things to wrap my hair, and I especially like it when my hair is out, so not in a style or anything, because you
Hmm.
really just tuck it in and it kind of just stays there. So that you could use a scarf for a style like this. Most times I do use a scarf because I'm really just trying to keep it laid down. Like I said, I have this, which this is a headband. We see this many a times. I believe I got this from like H&M or something. But
Okay, nice.
this part, yeah, so you can, wear it with this in the front, but I've been also doing it this way so that I can sleep at night. So if you could do it like this is really all you need to cover
Awesome.
it
Yeah, and it looks
and your
comfortable.
edges.
It looks like it's
Yeah,
not too much like
so
stress or strain, like you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And as I
Awesome.
started this, you can also style it like this as well. Well, this thing broke, so if you guys see this here, so I have this a little bit tied because I'm not throwing this out. This is one of my faves. So
I
you can
understand.
style, yeah, you can style it like this as well too. With a
Right,
little
which is
knot in
cute.
the
Yeah.
front. Yeah, and
Super
then just
cute.
go like this. Boom, you're
Right.
ready.
Yeah, no, I love it. Super cute.
Yeah, so there's so many different things you can do with this style. I've seen, like I said, with the barrel rolls, you can do more. You can section off in maybe fours and do
Wow,
it.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, you can do it this way. I've seen somebody do it with one. Obviously, one is not going to work with my hair because my hair is shorter. But if you have long locks, you can put it up here and then wrap and have it go down this way. So
Oh wow.
I've also done them up this way and create like a style
Oh,
like this.
something
So
in the
really,
front. Oh yeah, that's super cute.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
I've tried my best with kind of trying to experiment with these barrel rolls, but ever since I started doing them and mastering them, I'm like, this is my go-to. I love them. So I always want to do it.
Yeah,
I'll
it
put
looks
this on
really
so
good.
everybody can see. Thank you.
Yeah. So for the backs, can the back like go any type of way, or is it usually a standard security? Like, do you ever let them hang, or you usually like tie them up and keep them upward?
So because my locks are long, but obviously you lose a little bit of length in the back. So I like to pin them up. I don't know if you can see
Okay.
this. I have beads, so they're kind of hanging. I would need to secure these a little bit more to keep them in place. But because my locks, they're kind of short, especially with doing this because you're wrapping them, on top of each other. I like to just pin them up so they're kind of out of the way. But as I said, those with longer locks, you can keep this going all the way down to the bottom, and it can be, two
Okay, just like
ponytails this
roll.
way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm sure as my hair gets longer, I'll do, more things like that too. But I like it
Yeah, for
pinned in.
sure.
You only need a few bobby pins, and you're good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing us that. And guys, make
Of
sure if you have any
course.
questions to definitely ask. I know it went by fast, but at least I can give you guys some hope that it's something that you can master too, and you'll be able to just whip it in and then have a style for a month. To be able to do something that fast for a month is absolutely
Mhm.
amazing because
Yep.
especially when you're on the go and you have a busy lifestyle. So that's awesome.
Mhm. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that you're all laid and slayed, we can get into some girl chat
Okay, let's do
and
it.
wind down. So, what inspired you to start your locks?
That's a good question. So, prior to starting my locks, I was a loose natural, so just a natural
Okay.
girl. I used to love the creamy crack. The natural hair community knows what that is, but for those who
Mm.
don't, it is the relaxer. I used to rock, short pixie cuts. That used to be my domain. But I wanted to change. I wanted to kind of put aside the chemicals, really see what my hair can do. And I was a loose natural for about 3 years before locking my hair. Now, when I saw locks, I always loved them. I always had, admiration for them. And I always wanted to do it, but I was so scared because I'm the type I used to love, protective styles, braids. I used to love doing different styles with my hair. So I
Mhm.
I always seen it as being so permanent that I couldn't do anything
Yeah.
else. And that's kind of what prolonged me from doing it. But then I reached a point in my natural journey as a loose natural where I felt like, okay, I was doing styles. They were like lasting one day. I couldn't really get a hold on what products were working. So then I'm like, you know what? Let me try this. And I decided, with a lot of encouragement from, friends, people in my life, to say, just do it, do it. And I did. And the first year, I'm 2 years locked now, two and a half
Years long.
actually.
Wow.
Yeah, two and a half
Yeah,
years
time flies.
locked. It really does. It really does. And you really notice time when you look at your locks and you see like where you were, like even a year
Hmm.
ago, 6 months ago, you're like, wow, like time really does does fly. But then I did it in the first year, especially the first 6 months were tough. Um, I think it was a lot for me to kind of, one of the rules I think when you start your locks are kind of to like leave them alone. Let them do its thing. And
Hmm.
because I'm always like in my hair doing this, I was trying to do way too much in the beginning, a lot of styling, a lot of this and that. And I
Yeah.
think I ran into a lot of like just some issues in terms of like I had comb coils, so that means with the comb and they're like kind of twisted around. You can also start your locks with braids or twists, two strand twists. And
Hmm.
I had a lot of unraveling, and just because I was doing too much, so then I was like, I need to calm down. And I just kind of let them do their thing. And after that, it's been pretty a fun ride, and really just getting so much love from the lock community and so much advice. And I'm like a year in and people are telling me you're my inspiration. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. But
Right.
sharing your experience, it really means a lot. So that's what really led me to this journey, and I've loved every minute of it. And I always tell people, like, these are my locks, these are my girls, we're going down to the end, I'm not cutting them. So I just ride, and I just try to adapt and learn new things and share what I know.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. And one thing I love, like that you share on your social media, you always give us like the updates, like the journeys, like this was last year to this year, and that's
Mhm.
definitely, I can see how that can be super inspiring for anyone who has
Yeah.
thought about the journey. It's like, okay, like time flies, and the growth is also pretty fast.
Yep, it's true. Yep. And I think especially when you do those before and like those update photos side by side, I think they're really helpful for a lot of people because, and even for yourself, because when you're putting them together, like I said, you see a year ago and you're like, wow, but you're not even noticing this growth like as you're going through it. But when you really take a
Right.
step back and say, wow, okay, I wasn't able to do this style, but now I can, or my hair wasn't here, but now it is, like it's really like reassuring. And I think also for others, especially who are just starting, it's good for them to see that you'll get there too. And that's what I always tell,
Yeah.
a lot of people, like, you'll get there. Don't worry. Like, you'll
Right.
get there.
Awesome. Awesome. So I know you said you're not cutting them. So obviously
Nope.
this is something you plan on keeping forever,
Yep.
which is awesome. And I
Yep.
look forward to seeing your growth and your journey. It's been, I've been watching since the beginning, and I know we've discussed hairstyles in the past, and you
Hmm.
inspire me to cut my hair because I was super
Yes.
scared. So,
Yep. I was
thank you for
living
that.
through you. I was living vicariously through you because I'm like, that's my hairstyle right there. Do it. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, no, locks are definitely something that I think everyone has like thought about and wanted to try. So thank you so much for coming on and like showing us, the barrel rolls, and giving us a little bit about your journey. We love that, and before we go, just let people know where they can find you at, your social media, what you have coming soon. I know you're working on a YouTube channel.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can find me on IG, on Instagram at that's T, so with 4 E's. And as Lonnie said, I'm working on my YouTube, trying to muster up the energy to do that, and it's a lot that goes into it, but for sure looking forward to putting, tutorials, more how-tos on there. So check me out on IG. That's the best place to find me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And like I told you, we'll be sure to have you back because, you're a Jill of many trades. So I look forward to that. And, thank you so much for your time.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. You look awesome. It came out great. We love it.
Thank you.
So, guys, next thing. Bye. So next week, guys, we will be jumping in more natural hair. We'll be having Dynasty from Two Curls, One Mission. She'll be coming on to show us some special styles on how to do your natural hair. So stay tuned for that next week on Wednesday, same place, same time. Thank you guys for joining us. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share. Thank you.
Look, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go over everything that it takes to build a true financial home, a true foundation for yourself. So when we talk, we're going to talk about everything from A to Z with money, how to grow our wealth, how to build our wealth, how to protect our wealth, and some things that we need to do along the way to make sure that we get from A to Z to make sure that we win successfully with money. The first thing that we're going to do, we're going to talk about building our financial home, okay? Because what we have to do, everything we do with money is going to involve this financial home. In our financial home, you got to think about it just like building any house, all right? So when we build a house, the first thing that we do, we have to lay that foundation. And in our financial home, our foundation is our income. The money that we bring in, the income that we bring in every single month, that's the foundation to our financial home. Secondly, what we need to do is, all right, how many of you know somebody, or it might be ourselves, have some sort of debt? Okay, we need to pay off all these bad debts that just hang over our head. We need to pay them off, because when I don't owe anybody else anything, that's just more money for me. Okay, so we have our foundation. We're going to pay off our debt. We need to establish an emergency fund as well. 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, ideally. If we could get 6 to 12 months of emergency fund saved up, now guess what we have if an emergency pops up? We no longer have an emergency because we pre-planned for the emergency. So we're going to have a foundation, okay? We're going to pay off our debt. We're going to have an emergency fund, and then we're going to invest for ourselves for our future. All right, we're going to invest for the future, because I guarantee with 100% certainty that nobody really wants to have to work forever. You may choose to, because it's something that you feel fulfilling and you want to do, but you don't want to have to work. Financially, we have to come to a point in our lives to where we could walk away from a job, because financially we are A-okay. We know what our FIN number is, our financial independence number. We know how much money we have to live off of, because we saved enough along the way. So laying that foundation, we have to protect that foundation. We can't achieve all these other things without protecting the foundation. So first thing first, the foundation is our income. We have to protect it with life insurance. We're going to pay off these debts. Okay, we're going to establish an emergency fund, and then we're going to invest the proper way. These are the things that we'll be covering from A to Z. And remember, knowledge isn't always power, but applied knowledge is power.
You ever catch yourself strolling on social media thinking, man, that person has a good life? They're living out their dreams and you're reposting everything they post because you're inspired by their life? Let me ask you this. When are you going to get up and make things happen for yourself? Today I challenge you to get up and start making your dreams a reality. Don't let fear take over. You know what you want, and now it's time to get it. This is the season of get up. Get up and start that business. Get up and start that workout plan. Get up and start taking those classes. Get up and start making things happen. Get up and be successful and get to that money and make everybody mad. Hey. Y'all be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more tips and advice. I'll see y'all later.
Hey, I'm BC Paul, and this is Can You Sing?
We know you think you can sing, but can you sing?
How long have you been thinking you can sing?
Get voted in to compete for prize money. Can you sing? Watch live on YouTube. Mondays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
What got me is like there and was like, "There's a rat in here. It's you." The acting, but you know what? I know people like that in real life.
What's the word with Kay Hicks?
We've got trivia, special guests, and whiskey.
Pour a glass of whatever you're drinking and buckle up.
What's the word?
What's the word with Kay Hicks? Watch live on YouTube. Wednesdays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
It's a strong indication that your partner has issues with commitment, period.
When you've got questions, she's got the answers.
We do have a caller.
But what she says might not be what you want to hear.
The solution to that is Gullah Jack. Gullah Jack tells you plain and simply to just nut the up.
Queenie Unfiltered. Watch live on YouTube and you could be invited on the show. Wednesdays at 10/9 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype. Lyrical Pursuit. Teams will compete, but there can be only one winner. In the game that tests music lovers on how well they know the exact lyrics to some of the most popular songs. Watch live and you can be invited to play around live on Channel 7. Lyrical Pursuit. Mondays at 9/8 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
for tuning in for episode 4. This week, we are putting the wine down. Well, we're not really putting the wine down because I'm still drinking it, but my girl over here is putting the wine down, and we are taking a word on wellness today. I have my good friend Bree calling us from Thailand, so it is the morning. So good morning. Well, it's 9:30 p.m. here tonight. So, but before we get into Bree and all that she has going on, I cannot wait for her to share it with you guys. We are going to get into some bizarre news.
Let's get it. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, I was like, what kind of bizarre news do I want to look up for Bree or whatever? I'm like, let me find some wellness stuff. And it's funny, but it was like giving me a little bit boring. So I was like, well, what's going on in Thailand? It's crazy stuff be happening in Thailand. And girl, did I find something. Okay. They got a lizard that ran down on a 7-Eleven. And I'm not talking like a little gecko or something that they have in Miami. I'm talking like a big ass, like this. They said lizard, but this is like a Komodo dragon. You know, I feel like people know what Komodo dragons are. So, like, picture a Komodo dragon. That's what this shit looks like. It is just chilling on top of the toilet paper next to the cooler. Like, imagine you. Now, you know, in New York, you walk into bodegas and you see cats. No. They got a fucking lizard sitting on top of the cooler. It is the craziest thing I ever seen. I just can't get over it. I don't know how you deal with those. You see these often?
I couldn't stop laughing. Yes, it's actually called a toke. So I don't really know what they do. I'm told to be their friends. When I first moved here, I was like, all right, cool. There's actually one that lives in my kitchen. It's probably like the size of my arm. Like, I'll see it sometimes.
Absolutely not. I'm not dealing with a toke when I'm trying to fry chicken. I'm not doing it. Not just that. He's going to get fried up too.
Oh, hell no. I'm out the kitchen. You can have that whole kitchen. So I don't cook as much as I used to because of it. And they make these sounds. Toke. So you can hear it. So when we be out in the woods and stuff, you hear that noise. It's like, where is it coming from? And it sounds like a little man.
And you know how big it's going to be?
Nope, I just know to go the other way.
Stay out the woods, please. Please
stay out my kitchen too. They really just be everywhere. And I know the video you're talking about. That toke is probably the same size as me. I'm a whole 5'2", which is great. So hey, but that one right there, that happens in like some of the islands in places, because a lot of places have shut down and stuff. And so lizards would normally eat, like those kind of lizards would probably eat like some of the rubbish they'll leave out and stuff. But there's nothing for these lizards to eat. So they're like, all right, I'm going to get what I need. Yeah.
I'm all set. I know I said I'm going to come visit. I'm rethinking that. If I do come, don't bring me no wood. But before we move on to the next segment, I do got to tell you, I did find some very strange wellness news, and I just want to know if you've ever heard of it. Have you ever heard of vabbing?
A what?
Vabbing, like vabbing. No?
Nope.
So apparently it's when women take their vaginal secretions and put it behind their ear as a form of perfume. And it's supposed to give off pheromones and attraction.
You know what? I ain't even gonna knock that because I just thought of Erykah Badu. So, you know, that might be on to something because she's out here selling scents, y'all.
So making it's a thing. It's a thing.
Wow.
So that's interesting. So I maybe introduce it into your practice.
Okay. You know.
Yeah. You never know.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, let's move on to our next segment. I want to know, what is the word on the street with Be New Wellness? We're going to go into word on the street. Okay? Right. I have a few questions for you. Nothing, no pressure, you know, just answer from the heart.
Got you.
Because earlier we were like, do not ask me. And I was like, you know what? I ain't going to ask her nothing crazy because, you know, me and Bree, we go back to college and I ain't going to lie, y'all. Me and Bree got some crazy days and that's just all we going to say. That's where we're going to leave it.
Just like that. Hold up. We just going to put out there for anybody. If you knew me back in college, and if I ever have kids, you better not tell them nothing. You better keep your whole mouth shut. Mind your business. Mind your business. We're going to start at 30 plus. You can tell them all that stuff. So, yeah, we've been friends Wow.
A decade.
Before I was even a teenager. Wow. Well, I mean, before I was legal. Never mind. We're going to keep it moving.
And we're both from Massachusetts.
Yes.
So we instantly connected when I got to Pace. We was in New York all alone. Two Massachusetts girls, but Bree from Boston. I'm from Springfield.
Both deuces. So, you know, life's great. Just saying.
Yes. So you moved to Bangkok, Thailand.
No, I live in Chiang Mai.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know my cities. Okay. So you moved to Thailand. So, and you've just started this company called Be New Wellness. So tell us more about what that is, what it means, what you do.
All right. Well, for those of you that don't know, my name is Brianna. You know, my friends call me Brie, all that good stuff. Be New Wellness is like my baby. For me, living abroad, I've been dealing with a lot of just grieving, anxiety, and depression, and it has been difficult just being alone because I lived in Dubai prior. So ever since you saw me, I've been on the move. I just been going. And
you went to Texas first.
I did go to Texas too. With everything that's been happening with Black Lives Matters and a lot of the stuff that I'm watching on the media here, like it hurt me because I'm not able to be as active as I normally would. Like I remember we were out there protesting for Trayvon Martin. I remember we were protesting for DJ Henry. And I'm in a point where I can't do anything. And I felt like I was starting to go back into this negative cycle that I have of just drinking away my feelings and just like ignoring my body. And I see so many women around me are doing the same because it's like, what can we do? Y'all don't listen to us anyways. It's like, we have to see these egregious acts every day. And living abroad, I'm also in a place where I'm not in a position to say what's going on here, to say what's going on anywhere. And so with Be New Wellness, I realized that I needed a community to make sure that I can be my authentic self, whether that is me crying because I can't gain 5 pounds, or me just being angry that, again, I open my screen, I open social media and black man, child, woman killed. It has been a lot. So I wanted to create a space where women could be safe. My mission is to empower women to become more mentally, physically, and spiritually fit so they can fall more in love with themselves daily. And I realized we need that. And the name actually comes from the Egyptian Bennu bird. So the Bennu bird is the equivalent to the phoenix. And this bird can only destroy itself. And I feel like with women, we truly destroy ourselves. It all starts in the mind because we are constantly trying to hold everybody else down, and we're ignoring our own emotions, our own grievances, whatever it is. We don't have an outlet. So I feel like even when I was over here, I'm looking at a lot of workout stuff. It's only twerk this, booty popping. I don't want to pop my booty, y'all. Like it's just been growing. I ain't trying to pop it for me to lose it. Like I just finally got over here. So it's like, nah, I want women of different ages to feel comfortable in a space. So for me, I go through like different mental activities, words of affirmations. We do journaling. I'm huge on podcasts because I know it starts within. If you do not start training your mind, of course, your body is not going to receive anything that is going on. And so I use Tabata, yoga, mindful meditation. I also do self-defense, kickboxing, so many different avenues because I feel that I want you to come to this space and find what works for you. I want you to be your best self, not what Susie over there is doing, like, oh, I got to have me a six-pack because she do. No, I want for women to stop comparing each other instead and just collaborate and build with one another. So with all of my different fitness routines, I feel that it has been exciting and it has been a breath of fresh air for me because I no longer feel as angry as I did a few months ago. Like told you before I stopped drinking. For me, I know that I do not have a healthy relationship with alcohol. I done drank more than I needed to before I hit 21. Y'all were there. So it's like I'm okay now. I don't need that now because I see what I was using it for. So with Be New Wellness, it's just creating a tribe where you can see where a lot of these things are coming from. Because I don't think we sit down and we just break down emotions or we just talk about real stuff. Like, I'm not trying to talk about the reality TV. I don't know that. What book are you reading? What empowers you? What inspires you? Those are the conversations that I want to have, because the happier you are with yourself, the more that you will be able to give to others. So
I love it. So tell people what you have coming up for May for Be New Wellness and how they can become a part of this.
All right. So I have my upcoming 90-day Better Naked Challenge. I mean, who doesn't want to look better naked? I'm just saying. So in this, as I said, it will be 90 days and we'll be going over some of the same things that I just talked about as far as affirmations, just building a morning routine, building a better relationship with your body. And I plan to do so by understanding what your body needs. Because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, just go on a diet. No. We're not going on a diet. As my father would say, we're going on a live it. So I'm going to teach nutritional things to help you. You better not. We're going to keep it moving. Anyways, so that is like the goal, to educate you so that you can have lifelong skills. So after these 90 days, you can still implement the workout routines. I'll be going over breathing exercises. We'll be going over some actual self-defense, because I feel like women need that. I don't know what's going on in America. I'm not even trying to come back there just yet, because I really don't understand the state of it. And I might have to get my license to carry. So I'm going to stay right here for now.
I'm about to get mine because it's getting crazy in Springfield lately.
You see? And so with that, it's like, with this Better Naked Challenge, we're going to be working out. I'm going to let you know, some of my previous clients say they don't understand where my energy comes from, because I always got energy. I'm up early. We are out here. I want my clients to have the same energy. So that it will be an adventure. I don't want to give too much, because you got to come.
Okay, yes, they got to come see you. They got to come see you and change their life.
For real.
And be new.
You feel it. Hey.
So you brought up a good point. You said, what are we reading? So let's move on to the weekly watch list, which is one of my favorite segments, because I like to consume a lot of things within a week. I do podcasts, I watch TV, I read books. So what are 2 or 3 things that you've been reading or watching this week?
All right. So I am reading Ali's book. Like, I'm really into just boxing right now for me. So Muhammad Ali's autobiography has been great. I am also reading, this might sound not too fun, but I'm reading my yoga teacher training manual. So that I can get over my test anxiety and take my exam so I could be a certified yoga teacher. That's going to happen within the next few weeks.
Certified. We love a good certified.
Yes. And I would have to say, I was watching New Girl, and I'm so sad. Like, I only can watch like little fluffy stuff now. Because I've been realizing I need a change. Yeah, with New Girl, I was all with it. Jess and I, we was riding, and then it ended, and I'm like, now I don't know what to watch. So what are you watching?
I started Shadow and Bone on Netflix. It just came out this week. I love me a good paranormal. I'm always been into like what's not totally real, so I like to live in fantasy. But that's what I've been watching. That's what I've watched. I started it yesterday, and I'm all invested.
Okay, wait, because I watched that show last night too. That girl, I'm telling you now, she get on my nerves.
The Sun Summoner?
She get on my nerves.
She got to play that role of like, oh, I never knew I was this powerful and great, and then the fact that she had like, I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but when you find out like why she didn't know, is crazy. It always got to do with a man. It always got to do with a man. And with that being said, we're gonna move on to our last segment of the night. And we are going to go into Waste Her Time. Now, tonight, with us focusing on women and Be New Wellness, I wanted to make it about the ladies tonight. I wanted to hear from the women. So I have my friend Ashley. We're about to give her a call because she wants to share with us not only a time that she had her time wasted, which most women
Hello.
do. Hello, Ashley.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Sure. So I'm just letting the people know that, you're going to let us know about a time that you had your time wasted, and then also a time that you have wasted somebody's time. So we want to hear it from both spectrums.
I know. I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm going back, right? So I was in my 20s. I was dating a guy for like 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, and 6 months.
In your
So I had
prime.
like 4 boyfriends at the same time, wasting everybody's time, because I was going through my own shit when you boil it down,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's lessons. And then when I think about a time where my time has been wasted, I spent probably like 5 years with somebody who just like had a whole double life. It was just like sociopath level. You know what I mean?
My worst fear. I just asked him. I'm not gonna lie. I asked him, I was like, "You sure you don't got a girlfriend?" And they was like, "Why you ask me this?" Because men do that, and I don't know how they do it. I can't do that. Can you do that? Could you have done your wasting your time to that degree that person did it?
No, because it would have to be like living two totally separate lives, just like being able to compartmentalize different worlds, you know what I mean? So it's not even being like your real self.
How did you find out? I have to know. How did you find out? Like how did the truth
come gut
out?
I thought about that too, my gut. So always follow your intuition. Like something hit me wrong after so many lies and stuff. Something just hit my stomach wrong, and I was like, you know what? I think I just caught you in a lie, and I don't have time anymore. I'm done. And once you flip that switch for me, I was like, you know what I mean? Now it's on a path of healing, and it's not even wasted time when I think about it, because it's always like a lesson that I needed to come back to myself, So
amen.
But thank you for the opportunity to be able to go back and think about these things, and like reflect on them. I love doing that. So
thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing with us and being vulnerable. Thank you so much for calling in.
It's good for my Scorpio moon. We're so afraid of vulnerability. So here I am.
We're not even getting into Scorpios, but Bree, thank you so much for calling in.
All right, I love you. I love you guys.
Love you too. Love you.
Thank you.
Bree, before we go, I want you to let the people know where to find you and how to get in touch with you. And just thank you guys for tuning in. Next week, I got something good for Cinco de Mayo. Okay, we're switching it up a little bit, so make sure you guys tune in next week. Bree, let the people know where to find you.
Boom. All right. So you can find me on Instagram at Be New Wellness. So that's BENU. I'm sure you can see it right there. Wellness for all things motivation, inspiration, education. If you're like, hey, I need a virtual, I need a virtual coach. I'm trying to get these games real quick. You can email me at missbenewwellness@gmail.com. Let's get it popping. Let's go. Because I'm about to miss the big booty.
Or MS?
MS.
Got it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You have a great day. Well, night, you're right.
Look, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go over everything that it takes to build a true financial home, a true foundation for yourself. So when we talk, we're going to talk about everything from A to Z with money, how to grow our wealth, how to build our wealth, how to protect our wealth, and some things that we need to do along the way to make sure that we get from A to Z to make sure that we win successfully with money. The first thing that we're going to do, we're going to talk about building our financial home. Okay? Because what we have to do, everything we do with money is going to involve this financial home. In our financial home, you got to think about it just like building any house. All right? So when we build a house, the first thing that we do, we have to lay that foundation. And in our financial home, our foundation is our income. The money that we bring in, the income that we bring in every single month, that's the foundation to our financial home. Secondly, what we need to do is, all right, how many of you know somebody, or it might be ourselves, have some sort of debt? Okay, we need to pay off all these bad debts that just hang over our head. We need to pay them off, because when I don't owe anybody else anything, that's just more money for me. Okay, so we have our foundation. We're going to pay off our debt. We need to establish an emergency fund as well. 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, ideally. If we could get 6 to 12 months of emergency fund saved up, now guess what we have if an emergency pops up? We no longer have an emergency because we pre-planned for the emergency. So we're going to have a foundation, okay? We're going to pay off our debt. We're going to have an emergency fund, and then we're going to invest for ourselves for our future. All right, we're going to invest for the future, because I guarantee with 100% certainty that nobody really wants to have to work forever. You may choose to, because it's something that you feel fulfilling and you want to do, but you don't want to have to work. Financially, we have to come to a point in our lives to where if we could walk away from a job, because financially we are A-okay. We know what our FIN number is, our financial independence number. We know how much money we have to live off of because we saved enough along the way. So laying that foundation, we have to protect that foundation. We can't achieve all these other things without protecting the foundation. So first thing first, the foundation is our income. We have to protect it with life insurance. We're going to pay off these debts. Okay, we're going to establish an emergency fund, and then we're going to invest the proper way. These are the things that we'll be covering from A to Z. And remember, knowledge isn't always power, but applied knowledge is power.
Catch yourself strolling on social media thinking, man, that person has a good life. They're living out their dreams and you're reposting everything they post because you're inspired by their life. Let me ask you this. When are you going to get up and make things happen for yourself? Today I challenge you to get up and start making your dreams a reality. Don't let fear take over. You know what you want, and now it's time to get it. This is the season of get up. Get up and start that business. Get up and start that workout plan. Get up and start taking those classes. Get up and start making things happen. Get up and be successful and get to that money and make everybody mad. Hey. Y'all be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more tips and advice. I'll see y'all later.
Hey, I'm BC Paul, and this is Can You Sing?
We know you think you can sing, but can you sing?
How long have you been thinking you can sing?
Get voted in to compete for prize money. Can you sing? Watch live on YouTube. Mondays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
What got me is like there and was like, it's a rat in here. It's you. The acting. But you know what? I know people like that in real life.
What's the word with K Hicks?
We've got trivia, special guests, and whiskey.
Pour a glass of whatever you're drinking and buckle up.
What's the word?
What's the word with K Hicks? Watch live on YouTube. Wednesdays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
It's a strong indication that your partner has issues with commitment, period.
When you've got questions, she's got the answers.
We do have a caller.
But what she says might not be what you want to hear.
The solution to that is Gullah Jack. Gullah Jack tells you plain and simply to just nut the up.
Queenie Unfiltered. Watch live on YouTube and you could be invited on the show. Wednesdays at 10/9 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype. Lyrical Pursuit. Teams will compete, but there can be only one winner. In the game that tests music lovers on how well they know the exact lyrics to some of the most popular songs. Watch live and you can be invited to play around live on Channel 7. Lyrical Pursuit. Mondays at 9/8 Central on Channel 7. Believe the hype.
Joining me for another episode of Queenie Unfiltered, where you are sure to be read for filth. However, I promise you will come out clean and pristine every damn time. We keep it real. We are honest with ourselves. And most importantly, we practice being beautifully balanced inside and out. Okay? You guys, I just had, I had things on my spirit. I think now's a good time for a tarot card pool, right? Now's a good time for just a tarot card pool. It's some stuff going on in the atmosphere. It's some things going on in the atmosphere that have me a little bit unsettled. I'm not sure if you all are a little bit unsettled as well. I didn't even check to see where the moon was. I don't know if the moon is still in. I think the moon moved into Taurus, right? Taurus has some emotional instability energy, right? Also, a little bit of greediness involved with the Taurus energy. So let's do a quick, let's say, 2-card pool and break this shit down. What's going on around us, right? Of course, recently Derek Chauvin, I think that's how you say his last name. I don't care how to say his last name, was convicted of murdering George Floyd. And then you have other cops, I think it was like 2 or 3 other cops the same day shooting black teens. It's a lot of trauma going on in the world. And I think it has a lot to do with the cosmos, right? So let's do our handy dandy. Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting that one. All right. We have the 2 of Swords in reverse. And we have the Knight of Cups right side up. Okay. So definitely the 2 of Swords is giving me a lot of conflicting energy. The 2 of Swords is definitely insecure. It's unstable. It doesn't stick to, it's not natural. It's not on course, right? Typically when we talk about the 2 of Swords, we speak of things being, there's like a conflict of communication or a conflict of action. I think right now, the 2 of Swords is very valid. There's a lot of conflict going on in the world. Lots and lots and lots of conflict going on in the world. I think that no one was prepared for the level of destruction, the level of violence, and the level of what's the word I'm looking for? Instability right now. I don't think anyone could prepare for this properly. I think that it really caught everyone off guard. But that 2 of Swords was necessary, right? Because when the Knight of Cups comes back around, the Knight of Cups comes back around to promise to bring us good news. The Knight of Cups comes with compassion. It comes with messages of love. It comes with messages of hope, right? And messages of fulfillment. So I don't want that to get away from us. I don't want us to feel like we don't know which way is up. I don't want us to feel like we don't know what's going to come of this mess. Definitely compassion and definitely love is going to come from this mess. I just look at the world like it's just on fire right now, right? And I'm actually going to pull one more card. I got one more card on my spirit. Just one. Ooh, wee. And that card is the Hierophant. And I'm going to show it to you. Put this right here. So the Hierophant. The Hierophant loves its order. Okay. The Hierophant loves its structure. I think that the house, when I say the house, the world, right? the house that we are in is definitely time for it to be rebuilt with a stronger foundation, um, with more reliable foundation, with better materials. I think that the world is awakening to the bullshit. I think that the world is awakening to um, how the systems are not working, right? They were always skewed, they were always one sided. Um, and structure is definitely in order. So I definitely feel better knowing this information, knowing that that it won't always be darkness forever, right? I know that, like I said, compassion and love is on the way, as well as a little bit of structure, and a little bit more understanding, right? So we shall move into our topic of the evening. I do have a guest, Miss Nikosha Davis has joined, right? Miss Nikosha Davis is here to talk about sacral chakra stimulation. Okay, now this is something that I am not familiar with. I have no fucking clue what this is. And then the people probably like, bitch, you read tarot cards and you ain't never had your chakra stimulated? No, never. I have no idea what it is. So I'm glad you're here. Did I say your name right, Nikosha?
Nicasia, Nikki for short.
Ooh, my bad, Nicasia. My bad. Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what is sacral chakra stimulation and how'd you get into it?
So my name is Nicasia. I am a licensed clinical social work associate here in North Carolina, trying to be licensed nationwide within the next 2 years.
Okay.
Currently, well, about to finish my certificate in to be a sex therapist. Because hey, Black women, we need sex therapy because I want us to have the best orgasms we can. Okay.
Cheers for that. Cheers for
Okay.
that.
And how I got into chakras and whatnot was through my spirituality and finally learning that my sacral chakra, along with a few others, were blocked. And working through tantra and other methods of growing my spirituality.
Okay. So what is your sacral chakra? Break that down for me.
So it's that belly. It's that belly aspect of your life.
Okay. The fupa.
The fupa, baby. The fupa.
Okay. The fupa.
It is the hotbed of your creativity. So that's where your creativity comes from. Your sexuality. It's where you find it's your ego place. So if you know anything about psychology, the ego is that pleasure center. And your sacral chakra is that spiritual pleasure center.
Okay, well, I don't think mine is blocked because I definitely get my freak on.
And you do it. I'm proud of you, and I thank you for that. Appreciate you.
Let your freak flag fly. Okay, so how do you use your sacral chakra stimulation to engage in your sexuality? Like, how do you use that to your benefit? Because I heard you say that, it's your hotbed for like creativity and things like that. But how do you use it to engage in your sexuality?
You first have to get in touch with it. You have to know that it exists. You have to know how to awaken it and how to just utilize it. One of the things that as a therapist, I help people to understand is how your psyche can block your pleasure center.
Okay.
And understanding how to work it means you have to be willing to open yourself up and explore the sexual side, the sensual side of who you are as a human being. Because one of the things that can block it is how we are taught about sex. what we know about sex. And how I opened it was meditation, truly. Baby, YouTube will YouTube gives you hours of meditation for each and every chakra we have. And we actually have over 310 of them.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 6 or something like
We
that.
have those are the major 7.
Okay.
But we have over 310.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, what are some things that can block your sacral chakra?
Trauma,
Okay.
teachings, conditioning, pretty much anything. Your diet, the people you are around, the person you are intimate with, literally any and everything that we come in contact with on a daily basis.
Okay, and that's very interesting because, and I mean, and my experiences have solely been as a Black woman. I've never walked the mile in anyone else's shoes, but as a Black woman, I know that from a very young age, I was never encouraged to like explore my sexuality. I was always demonized for it. And I've always been highly sexual. Like since I was a child, I have been, you know, what the old folks say, fast. But you know, sex was never approached with me as something that should be enjoyed or something that should be pleasurable. It was just something that you were doing because you were being fast and you didn't even know what you were doing. I don't think I learned that women can orgasm until I was probably about 15 or 16 when one of my older sisters was like, you know, something along the lines of you shouldn't even be fucking because you don't even know how to come, you know, or something like that. And I sat there looking stupid like, I be coming lying like hell because I had no idea what the fuck she was talking about. And I had been fucking at that point. So it was kind of, you know, it was eye-opening. And now when I speak to young girls, then they tell me, you know, I'm sexually active or whatever the case may be. Like I have to tell them, if you're not coming, you just need to quit because you're not even doing it for the right reasons at this point. Because why else would you be, as a 30-something-year-old woman, why else would I be fucking? If not to bust my nuts. So I definitely agree about the conditioning part. You know, I don't think, particularly Black girls, I don't think we're conditioned to have sex because it's pleasurable. I think
Absolutely.
that, you know, it's always approached to us like a performance or a labor, right? Because you're either performing for your man or you're doing it to bear children. You know, so I appreciate that bit of insight. Then I wanted to know, like, what are some ways? I know you mentioned meditation, but what are some other ways that you can open your sacral chakra for people that are listening and would be interested? And what are the benefits to opening it?
One of the things I will say is everyone needs to learn some tantric meditation.
What's tantric meditation? You know.
So it literally, it's getting involved with your sexual being on a spiritual level.
Okay.
It's sitting with your partner and learning how to breathe together, learning the different aspects of touching that are not just in the bed or on the counter, on the couch, bent over the washing machine.
Not just sexual, but
not just sexual, but more intimate, more sensual touch. It's learning how to exchange those energies, that sexual energy, where it's not just about your pleasure or his, it's about your combined pleasures. As you engage in the sexual things, as you do the adult things. And you have to be willing to do some work on your own psyche. Because it's gonna be a deep, pleasurable activity. Because once you open that thing up, baby, it will be wide open, and you will be like, life changing. Because there are people, and I know you've heard it, that in their 30s, in their 40s, have never had an orgasm.
That's so unfortunate. Woo. Hate to hear it. Cannot relate.
Can't relate. Hate to hear it.
Not
I'll help you. I'll tell you how to get there. However, I cannot say I've ever been in that boat.
Right.
Um,
So for people that haven't gotten there yet, maybe want to get in contact with you regarding your sex therapy services, how do they reach you?
I can be reached on Facebook under Anastasia Beaverhausen. And yes, that is an alias. Currently on Facebook under Janelle Jinnell Davis. I just recently started my professional Instagram, and that is Southern Belle Therapist.
Spell that, please.
SOUTHRN Belle BELLE Therapist, all one word.
Okay.
And then my professional Twitter handle is at Dark Lilith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spicy. Okay. Well, I would like to thank you so much for joining us this evening. This was a world of knowledge in such a short time. Like, I'm super interested now in opening up my sacral chakras. I feel like there's some, because and I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I don't like sex anymore. I'm not enjoying sex anymore. I'm not enjoying sex with other people. That's the thing. Like, it's just the desire's not there, if I'm be honest. And so I think maybe that's something that, if anyone's watching and they're having the same feelings, maybe that's something that could or should be explored, especially if you're in a committed or monogamous or non-monogamous relationship. And, next week we'll actually be talking about things to do, what to do when you're no longer sexually attracted to your partner. So that might be something that we can explore at that time. But I definitely want to thank you for your time and for joining us this evening.
Absolutely, anytime.
If you're watching, please make sure to go follow my good sis. She's a plethora of knowledge out there for you, and here to help. And shout out to Black social workers, Black therapists, and just Black civil service workers, right?
Healers, all of us.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you so much, and I do hope you enjoy your evening, boo.
I will. It's 10 o'clock my time.
Oh Lord, it's bedtime. I'm sorry. I'm glad you stayed up with me, though. I'm glad you stayed up with me.
Girl, I got work to do. I'm doing work by talking to y'all.
Right.
I love it.
Right.
I need you to make this longer next time, though, ma'am.
So we're gonna have to discuss with my producers about extending my time slots. But we'll have you back. And with that being said, you guys, we're going to move into our Check Yourself segment. Our Check Yourself segment is all about thinking bigger so that we could be bigger, right? So here are 7 tips to really check yourself. Visualize the possibilities and all that you can or want to accomplish. Expand your thinking through reading, right? Books give us some wonderful, wonderful ideas. Books open up different worlds that we can explore. Enlarge your dreams by networking with other successful people. I know people say that, imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery, but sometimes it's okay to surround yourself with people that are being bigger so that you can, so that it rubs off on you, So it's not really imitation. It's really mentorship, right? 10 times your thinking. Think about everything you want to do on a 10 times bigger scale, right? Get rid of your limitations. I cannot say that enough. Think long term and be curious to explore, dream, and discover. Okay? Tonight has been great. Thank you for tuning in. Please join us next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Time, where we shall discuss what to do when you're no longer sexually attracted to your partner. Thank you, guys. Peace.